Okay, let's talk about transgender violence, and more specifically, let's talk about why the media and the Democrat lawmakers are so insistent on covering them up. And when I say violence, trans violence, I don't mean violence against them, I mean by them, because a Google search will show you that that's easy to confuse. I think there's a reason for it. I get it, like we have to be accepting of preferences. Groovy, man. And stuff like that. But Democrats love root causes, right? So what is the root cause? The latest one in Rhode Island, we had a guy shoot up some people in an ice rink. Super confusing, and it was really hard for the media to downplay that one. The spokeswoman was pretty honest about it. Someone from his family came out and said that the guy was mentally ill pretty quick. But anyways, this guy, Roberta Esposito, a.k.a. Robert Dorgan, killed his family then himself in the middle of an ice rink during a hockey game. And you know, KLZ is not a huge outlet. We don't have staff writers. We don't have a lot of stuff like that. So we rely on syndicated content. If you were to go over to klzradio.com/news, you'll see an article about that. And nowhere in the syndicated comments or content, will you see anything about trans. So we had to put a disclaimer because everywhere you look, like that's the story, but no media outlet is talking about it. So, check that out if you have a chance. A lot of the news stories just don't say anything about it. It's wild. So also last week, if you missed that last week, a high schooler in Canada shot up his school, and RCMP law enforcement called it a gun person. Like, what is a gun person? That was such a huge tell, because it's like, okay, obviously it's a trans guy. But, like, what are they hiding? Why do we keep doing that? We had the school shooter in Nashville a couple years ago, trans. Brett Kavanaugh's attempted assassin, he was trans. Right here at home in Colorado, the Evergreen kid, he was trans. Highlands Ranch STEM School was trans in 2018. So there, like, has to be something to that. Even in the face of those attacks, we've got Hollywood. Ted Levine yesterday, who played a cross-dressing serial killer in Silence of the Lambs, said that it was wrong that they vilified the apparent gender confusion of his character. He was a serial killer, dude. What is that about? And there's a lot more than that from the last 5 years. And I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but like at some point you just got to scratch your head and go, what's going on? And if you try to search Google for it, it's almost entirely covered up. What you'll find is a whole lot of articles about violence committed against trans people. That was my tongue-in-cheek comment at the beginning. It's just crazy. So why is it so important for Democrats in the government, the media, to cover that stuff up? Maybe it's the surgeries that are expensive and medical companies are making a fortune on it, but like the DSM-5 literally has that as a psychological defect. It's a mental illness in the DSM-5. It's either called gender dysphoria, or in the case of the manifestation of it, it's called autogynephilia, when you actually have the surgeries and you change yourself. It's nuts. So like we've known for years that this is a mental illness, and now we're just covering that up when they go shoot up schools and stuff like that. There's something wrong with that. So tell us what you think about it. Check out the KLZ articles that we posted, klzradio.com/news. We try to keep ahead of stuff, and we try to put some editorial content on there too, so you know if it's coming from a source that's kind of, we got you covered. So check that out. Let us know what you think in the comments.